All right, well, we set the intention with the copper, which, if you didn't know, Venus in its super dynamic spiraling flow around the Earth is really an amazing thing. It creates this beautiful pattern like a dream catcher, okay? So apparently Venus is where this molecule comes from, and it comes to Earth to bring love from Venus down to help the humans to remember what it's like to be loved by all of existence. So what we're doing with this, well, before we get into there, let's give thanks. Someone just walked up and brought me a green tea matcha. Wow, look at that. Usually you drink little tiny cups of green tea matcha and you sip it for a long time. I got like a whole 16 ounce of green tea matcha with coconut milk and a little bit of maple syrup. So we're gonna give thanks to all of the beings of kindness and gratitude and appreciation. Thank you for all of your blessings to help keep me in smiley moods by bringing me teas and coconut waters and chocolate. I really appreciate it all of you out there, all right? So let's just give thanks for a second. Find something in your life that you can give thanks for. If you have a cup of tea or a cup of coffee or something right now, or just pretend to do a cheers with me. Cheers to the best life ever. Thank you for being the best version of yourself possible. Blessings, aloha. Wow. Woo, that's potent. Probably need to get a little glass to pour that in just to make it proper. This doesn't feel right. Woo, we're gonna sip on that all day, okay guys? Woo. You want to come sit, share some tea with me? I got a lot. Bring a little cup, okay? All right. So what are we doing in this place? So we have this. Well, no, we started with this. Now we then moved on to this. We got that far. We're twisting it up as we speak. We're gonna do some other, and then we have this. So the point of all this is, by the way, to inspire and motivate you. To research and to learn for yourself what things are. This is an ancient symbol from ancient Egypt called an Ankh, and these are the double helix coils going up of it, of the Ida and Pingala, the two snakes, the Kundalini life force. So as we bring that frequency vibration through the tuning fork, it goes spiraling all the way through the copper, up through the top, back down through all of the gems, into your body, through your body, back to the thing. So when we're hitting these tuning forks and we're resonating with its tuned energy, it helps move those blockages out of the way. Because we're an instrument and our instrument gets out of tune sometimes, so it's nice to use these tools to tune ourselves up. So I make these tools for transformation for people who use them for tuning themselves and their friends up. And we use solid, real copper wire, electrical copper wire, real solid, thick, amazing stuff. And we send it and we fill it up with our intentions and we set the prayer. Prayer to me is action. Prayer to me is inspiration. Prayer to me is, yeah, I'm putting all my divine energy, and I'm not praying for something to happen like I'm begging. I'm saying, this is the best day ever. This is the best life ever. I love my life. How does it get better than this? And I am here putting my intentions and my inspired action into creating this beautiful piece for the person who's coming to get it. I put all the love and the joy and the appreciation into it. So what we do now is that after we set our intentions and we follow through with inspired actions, we're going to continue going on this magical pathway, creating all kinds of amazing little tiny pieces that go together in this piece. But for starters right now, we're just going to seal this off. And this conversation's about what do you do when the sun, the solar energy of the sun, is emitting these solar flares, these coronal mass ejections, all of the planets are aligning, and supernovas are popping off, and earthquakes are earthing, and the volcanoes are actually waking up that have been sleeping for a long time. What do you do when all of your whole world shakes up, all of the different things that you used to think and believe that were going to always be there for you? What happens when they're not anymore? What happens when you used to trust in your government and the people around you and the things they told you, but now you're waking up to realize that they don't know any better, and they're actually not really telling you the truth? They are, because they don't know any better, but it's not really the truth. It's just what they've been told and it's all they believe. So it's time that a lot of beings are waking up to that. There's something else going on here. And if you're one of those people who's waking up, these tools for transformation are here to help assist you in that wake-up call. Because you can't stay asleep forever, guys. There's always a time that when that sun starts beaming that energy at you and it's soaring, you know, like hot, hot, hot. What do? You run and hide in the shade, right? Well, right now, this earth has been hiding in the shade for so long. And there's been so much shady shit happening in that hiding that obviously it needs to be exposed for a little while so that we can actually clean up shop, and then we can turn the lights back down so it's not so bright. So if in your life right now things are getting a little bit excited, a little bit hot, a little bit stressful, if some of the things you've been doing for this whole time doesn't seem correct anymore, you can change your life immediately. There is no right, there is no wrong, there is no good, there is no bad, there is no time limit. No one's judging you. But do remember that when that sun beams that energy through and that light comes on and all of that, whatever's going on is exposed, a lot of you are going to choose to go back into the cave and just dance around the shadows on the walls, worshiping them as your gods and ignoring the outside where the sun is. And then there's going to be the rest of you who just stare at the sun, just worshiping it and ignoring the people in the cave and all their gods. Everything going on here is not about just you. It's not about just me. It's about all of us, everything. And when we get into the law of resonance, we're not here to not be, you know, like I don't, like for example, I'm not here trying to, when I hit this, I'm not trying to be not be every other frequency. I'm not trying to not be every other frequency. It doesn't make sense, right? What I am doing is allowing myself to be in harmony and resonance with this frequency. And when I do that, I don't have to worry about all those other frequencies that I don't want to be or listen to or resonate with. I don't have to think about those things because I'm already rocking out to my favorite radio station. All the other radio stations are there, but my receiver's only picking up on the one I'm jamming out to. And I'm amplifying it, so that's all I hear. And it's booming, 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 highs and lows and mids all around, and the jam's just jamming. And we get into this divine flow, into this Leela, to this divine dance through resonance. We don't have to worry about shaking off all of those things that are around us that are non-beneficial anymore. It's for all of us, including me, who have done things in our lives that suck, that are just dumb, you know? We didn't know any better, and when we did know better, we still did those things, and it still sucked. And guess what? Suffering suffers, and it just keeps on suffering. And one day you gotta say, I'm done suffering. And in that case, what's the opposite? Happy, joyful, gratitude, appreciation. Okay, so here, you can wait things out every day. Is this good for my aura? Is this strengthening up my aura? Is this helping me? Is this assisting me? Or is this bringing me down? Well, I don't know. That's up to you. So when I drink this matcha, this green tea matcha, is it strengthening me right now and bringing me up or down? Let's see. Whew. So strong. I feel like I only need a little bit at a time. It's so strong. So some of these vibrations and frequencies coming from the sun are so strong that we run to hide in the shade. And we sit down for so long that we forget we're actually sitting down in the shade, and we need to get back up and get back out there. So we need to tag team and have turns where it is that some of us are in the sun, go to the shade, some in the shade, go to the sun. And now we have a divine balance of what it is to be in alignment with the summer, the winter, the fall, the spring. These are the different times where we have alignments. And on our assignment, our divine alignment assignment right now, 2025 in July, almost coming up on the 25th here, this Mayan day out of time thing. I'm not Mayan, and I have no idea what the Mayans were up to. Have a good day, guys. And if I did know what the Mayans were up to, I would tell you, but I really don't know. But what I do know is a lot of people say that there's a portal that's opening, and it opens on the 25th. And for those in whom are in alignment with their divine assignment of time traveling, could probably end up in Tahiti if they wanted pretty easily. So you probably want to focus when you go get your imaginary plane ticket to go through that portal, and you want to make sure that you have your imaginary destination pre-planned before you hop into that imaginary transportation Stargate and end out on the other side. Because if we think about it, if we ask for something and we say I want this, but then we also say I want that and I want this and I want that, most of those things are not lining up with everything. So our mind and our body and our heart and our soul and everything around us has to be in a coherent field if it's actually gonna really merge with becoming a physical reality. Because if it's not in a coherence with becoming, then it's not allowed. That's why everything has the law of resonance, energy, frequency, vibration. So if you're sitting here saying I want this, but at the same time in the next sentence say I don't want that, you're canceling yourself out through waves that instead of coming together and building and getting stronger and moving and flowing and doing this thing, then the waves come at each other, and when they hit, they cancel each other out because they're not in phase, they're not in resonance. It's called destructive interference if you want to look it up. So when you have constructive interference or destructive interference, these are two different forms of energy that comes off of the sun. And all electromagnetic vibrational frequency devices like phones and Wi-Fi, anything that's made of electromagnetic frequencies, there's two different sides of the electromagnetic spectrum. One side of it is the longitudinal energy, and one side of it is the opposite of that. So one is going up and down, basically like the waves on the ocean when they're... That's how most of all of our electromagnetic devices like this, they operate on those waves. And the tsunami, when it travels under the ocean, not the waves on top that are crashing, it travels like this. And when it hits the shore, it sends that pulse through the earth. And then it eventually comes back, hits against those waves, causes a gigantic, what we call tidal wave. And then that tidal wave hits, crashes, goes up and down and all around and in and out, back and forth, to and through. And obviously, you know what happens when the toroidal flow of infinite energy coming from that power pack thing of how all electromagnetic devices are operating on this, and we're attempting to harmonize it with that. So when we bring the two together, if they're not in divine harmony with one another being inside of your body, you know, you're the one that can either be disharmony or in harmony through you and how you feel about it, how you act about it, how you think about it, how you bring about it, right? So if you're in disalignment with it, disorder with it, you're not in resonance with it, obviously you know what it's going to do? It's cause you harm. It's called the opposite of harmony. That's why we build these harmonizing devices, so that we can bring harmony back to our environments, back to our thoughts, back to our energy fields, back to where it is we've come from. So 432 hertz, factor 9 grid pattern matrix of infinite intelligence within a fractal holographic energy matrix called your divine life that you're in right now. 440 hertz is about dissonance. Even though it sounds good where we all can play together in a higher pitch, it's okay, but on our cellular level, what's happening is it's causing more stress than we need because it's disaligning us with harmony. And there's only one harmony, it's being in harmony. Everything else is not, okay? So even the not harmony is the distance in between, you know, and the keys in a piano, it's the white keys and the black keys. The black keys are the dissonance, which can be involved in the music of non-dissonance as harmony, but it's a higher order that puts that thing in place. So we can't get stuck in just the dissonance, or we would have no harmony by playing it back and forth. So remember, if you're in a dissonant order right now in your life, things aren't going on the way that you want them to, and it's not actually feeling like you're going to make it through, trust me, you will. Absolutely you will. But you got to embrace those things that are inside of you that are stopping you from wanting to do the work that it takes to actually make your life a better place. All that work that you guys do right now is an important thing to take with you. And everything else you can't. So he who dies with the most toys wins is just a slogan for adrenaline junkies that want to think that it's all about physical reality and then they ignore their spirit. And for all of you out there who are just in ashrams with your begging bowls out, just being like, feed me because I'm spiritual. Nah, you aren't spiritual. Real spiritual people actually embrace their physicality and their spirituality and recognize that we're one being here in body and there's no separation. If we start to chop off our heads and set it over there and take our body and set it over there, and then where the heck is our spirit? Our spirit's not in our body. It's obvious. It's not in our head. Obviously, neither is our mind. Our mind is everywhere. It's not in our body. It's not a body part. We have brains. Your brain can channel the divine mind. That's ultimately awesome. But we don't actually personally have a mind inside of our body, so you can't find it as a body part anywhere. So if you were to like dissect us all looking for the mind, where would it be located? None of us have one. So whose mind is all over the place? Maybe you think yours is, it's not yours. So stop thinking in the mind. Drop into your heart. Allow yourself to be true. And then use your mind to make sure that your heart and your mind are together in your body and your spirit's intact. You're doing what it takes on a daily basis to eat and drink and be. In alignment with your divine assignment. That's potent, that drink. Whew. Who needs a cup of coffee when you have matcha? You guys know what matcha is? Super antioxidant too. I don't drink it very often because I forgot it exists until right now. But it's the green tea, and it's the baby tiny fine leaves of the green tea. And those fine baby leaves, organic leaves, super potent, highly caffeinated, but also extreme antioxidant. So it's bonding to free radicals that are in my body from heavy metals and other toxics from all the cars driving by me all the day and all of the other interesting things that I'm surrounded by nonstop because of where I've chosen to anchor in this creativity in this town. And why I tell you is because everybody asked me, they said, hey, we have a force of energy like black goo coming to take over our entire town, spreading through the valley, and it's chasing out all of the heartfelt energy, and it's putting in this techie energy where people are disconnected from each other and nature, so they're pretty much clogging up the arteries and the veins of the rivers and streams in this valley that go down to the ocean that flow continuously through all other places. So I've been asked to come here and actually stake in a pillar of gratitude and appreciation with my art and creativity and make these tuning forks, these tools for transformation, to be able to help assist in this thing that everyone's going through. And if I can do my job the best I possibly can and be guided through the golden frequencies to where it is I need to go to anchor in that love, to anchor in that divine joy, to tune into the best vibrations ever, to amplify that and give thanks and prevent bad things from happening by living a preventative lifestyle, health and wellness, as a holistic practitioner, as a spiritual mindset coach, and as an artist. I have many tools to help assist you with, and I'm really grateful that you watch these videos and you share them. This is already long enough. I gotta go. Blessings. Have the best day ever. I'm gonna keep making art, and if you want to pick one of these up, www.spiritualmindsetcoaching.com. That's where you can go check out my packages for coaching, and then my art is on www.thesacredstage.store, where you can go pick up one of these things. Have the best day ever. Many blessings. I am Sebastian Wolf.